There's something strange your body does when you see a plate of food. You haven't eaten it. You haven't tasted it. You haven't even smelled it. And yet, suddenly, your mouth starts filling with saliva. At first, that seems almost ridiculous. Why would your body waste energy preparing for food that isn't even inside you? Maybe it's simple. Maybe your brain just sees something delicious and gets excited. That sounds reasonable. But then there's a problem. Your body can do the exact same thing when the food isn't even in front of you. Imagine walking through your kitchen late at night. You open the refrigerator. Nothing looks particularly interesting. Then you notice a leftover pizza box. You don't touch it. You don't open it. But somehow, you can almost imagine the smell. The melted cheese. The warm crust. And suddenly, your mouth changes. Saliva appears. Nothing has entered your digestive system. So what exactly is your body preparing for? To understand that, we have to go back before refrigerators, restaurants, or even cooking. Imagine an early human walking through a landscape. There is no supermarket, no packaging, no menu telling you what is safe to eat. Food might be hidden beneath the ground, hanging from a tree, or sitting inside the carcass of an animal. Finding food is already difficult, but finding it is only the beginning. Once you eat, your body has another problem. It has to deal with whatever you just swallowed. And digestion is not something that simply begins when food reaches your stomach. The preparation starts earlier, much earlier. One of the first clues is sitting inside your mouth. Saliva seems simple, mostly water, but it contains substances that help lubricate food, make swallowing easier, protect tissues, and begin the digestion of certain carbohydrates. So saliva isn't just there because your mouth needs to stay wet. It is part of the digestive process. And that creates our first real mystery. If saliva helps process food, then perhaps seeing food triggers your body to prepare for digestion. That sounds like the answer. But it raises another question. How would your body know that food is coming? Your eyes can see it, but your stomach can't. There is no physical connection between looking at a sandwich and producing saliva. Something has to carry the message. And that something is your brain. This is where the story gets stranger. Your nervous system doesn't always wait for events to happen. Sometimes it prepares for what it predicts will happen next. Think about hearing the sound of a refrigerator door opening, or hearing someone unwrap a packet of your favorite snack. Before you eat anything, your brain can recognize the sequence. It has learned that certain sights, sounds, smells, and situations often come before food. And once those signals become associated with eating, they can trigger physiological responses. This is where the famous experiments of Ivan Pavlov become relevant. Pavlov was studying digestion in dogs when he noticed something unexpected. The dogs didn't only salivate when food arrived. They could begin salivating in response to signals associated with feeding. A sound, a routine, the presence of the person bringing food. The important discovery wasn't that dogs liked food. It was that the body could begin preparing for an expected event. That seems to explain what happens to us. You see the burger. Your brain recognizes the pattern. Your body prepares. Mystery solved. Except it isn't. Because if the brain is simply reacting to something that predicts food, then why does saliva sometimes appear before we've consciously decided we want to eat? You can be completely distracted. You walk past a bakery. You catch a glimpse of something through the window. And suddenly your mouth responds before you consciously think, I'm hungry. That means the process isn't just a deliberate decision. Part of it is happening automatically. Your brain is constantly collecting clues. Sight, smell, sound, memory, context, even expectation. And together, those clues can change what your body does before the meal actually begins. But there's an even more important clue. Not all food makes your mouth water equally. A bowl of plain rice might barely get a reaction. Then someone opens a container of something you've been craving for months. Instantly, things change. That tells us something important. The response isn't simply caused by food existing. It's influenced by what that food means to you. Your brain has a history. It remembers what certain foods smelled like, what they tasted like, where you ate them, when you ate them, and sometimes, even who you were with. That history can become part of the signal. A smell can bring back a meal from years ago. A photograph can make you imagine a taste. Even the thought of a particular food can sometimes trigger physical responses associated with eating. So perhaps the mouth isn't reacting to the food itself. It's reacting to the prediction of food. And that changes the mystery. Your body isn't asking, is there food in my mouth? It's asking something closer to, is food about to arrive? That distinction matters. Because your digestive system doesn't operate like a machine that waits for instructions after every bite. It operates as a coordinated system. When food is expected, the nervous system can shift the body toward a state that supports eating and digestion. Salivary glands increase their activity. The stomach and other parts of the digestive system can also respond to sensory cues and expectations. This early stage of digestion is sometimes called the cephalic phase. The name sounds complicated. The idea isn't. Your head can get your digestive system moving before the food gets there. And now we can understand why simply seeing food can be enough. Your eyes send information to the brain. The brain recognizes what it is. Memory and expectation add context. And the nervous system can activate salivary glands. But there is still one piece missing. Why would evolution build a system that reacts to food before eating? Because preparation has an advantage. When food arrives, it doesn't arrive as a neat package labeled ready for digestion. It has to be chewed, mixed with saliva, swallowed, broken down, processed. And your body benefits from beginning that process as efficiently as possible. Saliva moistens food and helps form it into something easier to swallow. It also contains enzymes, including salivary amylase, which begins breaking down starch. So that first rush of saliva isn't meaningless. It is preparation. But perhaps the most fascinating part is what this reveals about the human brain. We tend to imagine ourselves as creatures who experience the world first and react second. Food appears. Then we eat. A threat appears. Then we run. But the brain doesn't always work that way. It constantly tries to predict what is coming next. And your mouth can become part of that prediction. A picture of food can become a signal. A smell can become a signal. A familiar sound can become a signal. A memory can become a signal. Even an imagined meal can sometimes become a signal. Your body doesn't necessarily wait for reality. It prepares for the reality it thinks is about to happen. And suddenly, that strange feeling of your mouth watering doesn't look so strange anymore. It is not your body being fooled by a photograph. It is not simply hunger spilling over into your mouth. And it isn't your saliva reacting directly to the food you can see. It is something more interesting. Your brain has recognized a possibility. Food might be coming. So your body gets ready. And that means the question we started with was slightly wrong. We asked, why does your mouth water when you see food? But the deeper question is, why does your body prepare for things before they happen? Because that is what your mouth is revealing. The saliva is only the visible clue. Behind it is a nervous system constantly predicting the next moment. Millions of years ago, that prediction could help an animal prepare for a meal. Today, the same system can activate because you saw a pizza on a screen at midnight. The world changed. The refrigerators changed. The food changed. The screens changed. But the prediction machine inside your head didn't get the memo. So the next time your mouth waters just from seeing something delicious, remember what is actually happening. You aren't simply reacting to food. For a brief moment, your brain has already started living in the meal that hasn't happened yet.